This is your Q&A mock.
Minute.
Excuse me, this is your 1 minute warm up for your Q&A mock at 2:25. Ready? And the mirror had been broken for some time. That is why she was going to replace it, wasn't it?
Mr. Daniel, the mirror had been broken, that everybody was tired of looking at it on the wall, even Mrs. Tinklenberg.
I understand that.
But she just couldn't make up her mind to change that mirror. So this particular time, she said to me, the first thing when I got in the car, "Surprise, Angie." I said, "What?" "I'm going to change that mirror today."
And I guess you were tired of looking at that broken mirror hanging on the wall there too, weren't you?
Well, not as much as they were, because they have to live with it.
Okay, but it had been broken for some time. What, a couple of months or more?
Well, not more than 2 months. 6 weeks to 2 months.
6 weeks to 2 months, the broken mirror had been hanging on the wall.
On the door, yes, sir.
And you have been going there 4 times a day, 4 times a week, 4 days a week?
Yes.
So you had seen the thing on numerous occasions, a broken mirror hanging on the wall.
That's right.
And she told you that morning she was going to take it off the wall?
Yes, sir.
You just didn't know where she had put it, where she had placed it?
To tell you the truth.
Okay, this is your Q&A mock at 225 words per minute. Your proper names are Mrs. Walker, Nancy Walker, Elm Street, Central City, George Walker, Mrs. McDonald, George, Officer Wright, and Lieutenant Clark. Ready? Mrs. Walker, will you please tell us your full name?
Nancy Walker.
Where do you live, Mrs. Walker?
24 Elm Street in Central City.
Going right to the incident in question on the first day of October 1979, how many children had you born as a result of your marriage to this defendant, George Walker?
10.
At about 9 o'clock in the evening of October 1, 1979, were you and this defendant, your husband, and the 10 children at your home?
Yes.
And were 2 of the children twins whose first birthday was October 1, 1979?
That's right.
At about 9 o'clock on October 1, 9 o'clock in the evening, where were the twins?
They were in their cribs in one of the bedrooms.
All right. Now, there was a front porch on your home, was there, on that night?
Yes.
Going from that front porch, you go into a dining room.
Our parlor.
And off of that parlor to the right, is there a bedroom?
Yes, there is.
And is that bedroom that you and your husband use?
That's right.
And off of that bedroom, do you go into a closet?
Yes, you do.
Does that closet run right back to the wall of the house?
Yes, it does.
Is there a window in that closet as is indicated there?
Yes, there is.
And going from the living room, you go through the archway into what is known as the family room?
Yes.
And turning to the right, going towards the back of the house, do you go into another bedroom?
Yes, you do.
Is that not the bedroom in which the twins were in their cribs at about 9 o'clock on the evening of October 1, 1979?
Yes.
That is the bedroom, the second bedroom, the bedroom leading off of the family room. Is that right?
That's correct.
Going from the family room towards the back of the house, you go into the kitchen. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, at about 9 or shortly after 9 o'clock on October 1, 1979, were the other 8 children upstairs?
Yes, they were.
On the evening of October 1, 1979, did there come a time when you and this defendant got into an argument?
Yes, we did.
About what time was it that this argument started?
It had started about 6:30 in the evening.
After the argument started at 6:30 in the evening, did your husband, this defendant, leave the house or did he not?
Yes, he did.
What time was it that he left the house?
It was about 10 minutes later.
Would that be about 10 minutes after 6:30?
Yes, before 7.
When did he come back?
5 minutes after 9.
And did or did not the argument start again?
Yes, it did.
At 5 minutes after 9 when he came back?
Yes.
In the course of this argument, Mrs. Walker, what, if anything, did this defendant do to you?
He beat me up.
And when you say he beat you up, will you tell us where he struck you, where he grabbed you, or where he kicked you? Just what did he do?
He hit me on the side of the head twice and once from this side, and he grabbed hold of my arm and pulled me away to the middle of the kitchen. And I don't know what happened after that, but the next day when I got up, my arm was all sore, and I remember running out of the house after that.
Now, was your ankle?
It was all sore. I was all sore the next day.
Was your ankle bleeding as a result of what your husband did to you?
Yes.
Now, during the course of this argument and this beating, as you put it, did or did not your son John come downstairs?
Yes, he did.
And when he came downstairs, were or were not you and your husband in the kitchen of your home?
Yes. When George saw him in the doorway of the bathroom, that was when he let go of me, and he went to our son John, and he talked to him, and he told him to go back upstairs and not to come back down anymore that night, no matter what he heard. He said, "You cost me enough money already. Go back upstairs." And when he was doing that, that was when I went outdoors without putting anything on, just my nightgown and bare feet.
At that time, the only clothing you had on was a nightgown. Is that correct?
Yes.
A short nightgown?
Yes. Thank goodness it was nylon at least.
When you left your home, were you barefooted?
Yes.
When you left your home, where did you go?
I ran across the street to Mrs. McDonald's home to use her telephone.
Do you or do you not recall that Mrs. McDonald noticed that your foot or ankle was bleeding?
Yes, she noticed it. She said, "There's blood on your ankle." And I said, "It must be from George's shoe. I don't know whether he's kicked me or just scratched it." But there was a scratch and there was blood on it.
When you got to Mrs. McDonald's home, did you call the police?
Yes, I did.
What time was that?
Well, that was right after he beat me up. It couldn't have been more than 10 minutes after 9.
And did or did not the police officers come to your home?
Yes, I had called them and I waited there at Mrs. McDonald's until the police car arrived by my house.
You waited at Mrs. McDonald's until you saw the police car arrive at your home?
Yes.
Was it a city police patrol car?
Yes, it was.
Was it marked as such?
Yes.
When the patrol car pulled up to the front of your home, did you see anybody get out of the patrol car?
Yes. I saw both officers walk out. That was when I went out from Mrs. McDonald's house and ran across the street. The police were already at the door and George had answered. I heard him say, "What do you want?"
Just a moment now. Were or were not these police officers Officer Wright and Lieutenant Clark?
Yes.
And when they came to your home, were they in full uniform or were they in plain clothes?
Full uniform.
And when they got up on your front porch, did you join them?
Yes, I did.
And when you joined them, did you see your husband there or not?
Yes, I did.
Where was he?
He was